Good morning, Wayne.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You're not just good, are you?
I'm awesome.
You're awesome. We knew that. We knew that. You're always awesome. It's awesome, Wayne. You were just telling me that before you came to work at Migis, you were in Greece for 3 months, and you went to Paris. So, of course, I have to ask you, did you do any water skiing in Greece?
I did not.
You did not?
No.
Did you get near the water?
I did. I lived right on the beach.
Great.
And went swimming every day.
Yeah.
And that was about it, but no skiing.
Would you like to now that you've had all this development as the water ski man?
I would, but there's no boats over there, really.
Really?
There's only fishing boats. I didn't see a single ski or wakeboard boat at all.
Wow, that's interesting. So when did you start working at Migis? And did you start doing what it is you do? Which, if any of you don't know, I can't believe you wouldn't. But Wayne is our main water ski driver and sometime instructor at Migis Lodge. So when did you start working there?
So when I was 21, so that would have been, how many years ago now? About 5 years ago, I believe, so.
And was somebody else already there?
Yeah, it was Doug Horn. He actually got me into it. I was brought on as a temporary driver, and I covered about a week of his work, and then Mike was the weekend driver, and he needed a couple weekends off, so he had me cover the weekends as well. And then it all kind of sort of fell in place, and I took over the weekends for Mike, and then the following year Doug had moved on to Gould Academy, and they asked me to come on full time, and I was more than happy to, so.
It's been fun?
It has. I remember my first day there, and it was really intimidating. You had like 50 people on the dock, and you had about 2.5 hours to ski them all, and I remember I was a nervous wreck that whole day. Just regular ski went on till about like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and I was finally done. I was burnt head to toe, and I was like, this is my new job. But it was really fun. It was really fun. I've had a blast for the past 5 years, and each year it seems to get better. So.
You know, I've talked to any number of, a year or two ago, I asked people from time to time what their favorite place was at Migis Lodge. Was it a bench? Was it the front porch? Was it the fireplace in their cottage? And probably fully 1/3 of them said it was the water ski dock, or sitting in a boat off the water ski dock watching people water ski. I really, to my shame, because I work inside all the time, had no idea the impact of water skiing on people's vacation time, including some, shall we say, elderly guests. There was a woman who comes with her husband and children and many grandchildren, and she said the first time that she water skied was at Migis, which would have been at least 50 years ago. So it was interesting to me to hear this from people. Do you have an age range of people that you can recall, the oldest, the and I should ask you, is it just water skiing?
No, it was, so our age range is anywhere from 2 to 82. 2 being young Bates. We took him out on a knee board, and funny story, he actually, we were towing him along, and he actually took a nap on the knee board, and we didn't realize it at first. And we looked back and we're like, we think he's taking a nap. And about midway through the pull, he woke back up again, and you could tell by the startled look on his face, he kind of realized, like, oh yeah, that's what I was doing. And so that was pretty funny. And then Grandma Smokey Bacon, she would have been my oldest at 82, I believe they said. And that was a good time. So we've had a full range. And that's the great thing about the ski boat is it's fun for everybody. Even if you don't participate, you can either be on the boat, on the dock, and overall it's just a really good time. So age is really not a factor down there. So.
No, you say in the boat, so there's people who just ride along and watch?
Yeah.
Or they watch and learn from people, because you're getting lessons too while you're doing this, really, right?
Yep, some just kind of spectate and cheer on their relatives. A lot of the young kids actually make friends on the boat, just creating combos and everything. So it's a real good kind of like meeting point, and just everybody has something in common down there. Whether it's the love for the boat, the water, the actual activities, the sun. It's just a good meeting point. So.
I know you meet with baits, and that's in September too. So people start up when it's cold. They go right into September, even October maybe sometimes, huh?
Oh yeah, about mid-June. We have a few risk takers before that. A few weddings we come in for, and then we go about till mid-September, and that's when I kind of take off.
Now you mentioned the boat. I think we got a new boat last year. You want to tell me about that boat? Red and white, beautiful.
Yeah, it was a pretty good boat. A lot of the guests enjoyed it, the new layout and everything. There's a lot more roomy for me and Alden to be able to teach. So that was a plus. Overall, the guests really enjoyed it.
Well, here we are back. We were talking about rules. First, I want to mention, just heard a noise. Wayne and I are on the Naples Causeway, which is being completely rebuilt this year, and then the bridge is going to be rebuilt next year. And we are in the empty Sun Sports store, which is closed up for the winter, but where Wayne works on weekends in the summertime when he's not with us at Migis. And where some of you folks rent equipment, I guess, if you want something special that we don't have, that we don't keep on hand all the time. So we can hear some construction equipment out there. It's very, very foggy. It's not that cold for December in Maine. It's chilly, but not bad. But we can't see Long Lake at all. All we can see is gray out there. So we were talking about rules. Do you have any? I know you had a lot of fun down on the dock, but you must have some rules to keep everybody in line. It's a very busy place. And
my biggest rule is no crying. That's
really,
and it's pretty well respected along with the parents and everything. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my one big rule. After that is just general safety.
You know, I work in the office mostly, and when we are in that office, we can hear when somebody goes up the first time, the cheering and the glory, and it's so fun to hear that sound coming up from the dock. Yeah, everybody encourages them, and it's really great. Now, tell me, Wayne, how much sunscreen do you go through in the summer?
My first years, I was kind of bad about that, but these previous ones, we like the spray ones just because it keeps our hands clean for the wheel, but we were going through quite a bit. I want to say like probably 6 bottles of that spray stuff, just being in the sun constantly. So, but this year we had a bimini finally.
Oh yeah.
And
a bimini is
kind of like this little hat, but for the boat.
Like a little tent kind of situation.
Just a little shade, big old umbrella, and a lot of people enjoyed that. Cut down the heat quite a bit.
So tell me, Wayne, when I get to work and I get halfway to the office and I always have to go back in case I forgot in my case it's usually camera. I usually have 2 cameras and I gotta go back. Is there any special piece of equipment that is like very much part of your working day that you really wouldn't have a great working day without it? Do you have some special item?
Believe it or not, it's actually my sunglasses, besides the boat, of course. So if we didn't have the boat, we couldn't do our job, but sunglasses come next. Just because of the fact of the sun and the glare off the water, and you pretty much go what they call snow blind at the end of the day if you don't have them and you're just seeing dots looking around. So sunglasses are very, very key.
And I noticed you wear a hat like this most of the time, is that right?
Yeah, it's kind of an icon to me now.
Yes.
People don't recognize me if I'm not wearing it. And it also, it keeps the sun out of my eye. Yeah, there's a lot of photos out there of little Waynes running around. So,
that's fun. That's fun. There's a lot of photography that goes on in that boat, right?
There is,
a lot of video and
a lot of memories, and I've almost seen a lot of cameras go overboard. That's the one thing. Our rope likes to grab hats, sunglasses, everything, so we try to warn them, and I've seen the most incredible saves before on that boat. So one piece of advice we always say, just have it around your neck or something, the glasses, hold on to it, make sure you're holding on to it. And always pass the camera over to the dock until somebody has a hold on it. Don't pass over the water. We've seen stuff go right between the boats. So, my one piece of advice for any photographers on the boat.
That's good to know. We do have a rule in our house, use the strap. And if
Straight
I
up.
ever don't, my kids, Mom, where's the strap? I bet you have a chance to hear stories
Yes.
about Migis,
That's,
about other experiences that our guests are having when they're not on the boat. Do they talk to you?
Oh yes.
No
Everything
names
is
here,
kept-
no
Everything
names.
is kept secret on the boat. That's
what
I guess
happens
that
on the
should have been-
speedboat?
Yep. That's another part of my rules is we do talk to the guests a lot. They let us know what we're thinking, and we've built a real close relationship with a lot of the guests there. And me and Alden enjoy that a ton. That's one of our favorite part of the job. So, but yes, it's kind of a little gossip boat. We hear everything, and at the end of the day, the key's thrown out the door. So.
Well, that.